I don't care if we win or lose. If we die or if we are going down, we do so by following our principles. These were the famous last words of Pep Guardiola before Barcelona faced Manchester United in their first Champions League final 10 years back. Guardiola pretty much said the same thing to the Manchester City side today before they were facing PSG. In PSG, they were facing two monster of players, Mbappe and Neymar, who with in a blink of an eye could just turn the entire entire two legs around, just in the space of 10-15 minutes. That's how powerful they were. One had pace, other had finesse. One had skill, other had guile. That was the challenge which Guardiola was facing. But yet Guardiola stuck to his principles. Yet Guardiola put out his team in a way where literally they play every Premier League match. The best thing about this City side was playing today. They treated this match just like they would treat every Premier League match. They set up in their usual false nine system. Pep didn't overthink this game. I for a moment feared that maybe Fernandinho would play and Pep would go with two DMs. Yes, playing two DMs was inevitable. Most of us City fans thought that Pep would play with Fernandinho and Rodri, two DMs for sure. How, how else on earth could you cope with the pace of Mbappe, Neymar, and Angel Di Maria? You literally were facing four attacking players in there. Florenzi always raiding down that left hand side from the left back position. Verratti, how could you deal with all this plethora of attacking talent which PSG had? It was a very difficult prospect for Pep. In the first 10 minutes, City looked as if they were controlling the play. It looked as if that we were in possession of the game. We were bossing the game. But then afterwards, I don't know what happened. I was just stunned for the next 10-15 minutes of the first half. After the first 10 minutes, for the rest of the first half, I was just stunned. I was thinking, here we go again. This is what we saw at Monaco. This is what we saw when we lost to Spurs. This is what we saw when we lost to Liverpool, conceding 4 goals in the space of just 30 minutes, and the entire tie was over 2 years back in the space of 20 minutes against Liverpool. Here we go again. We were shy. We were not aggressive in the tackle. We were, it's strange. It was really strange. We were somehow in awe of Neymar. We were in awe of Mbappe. We were in awe of how Angel Di Maria was putting those balls in from the left hand side. We were in awe of Verratti. We were in awe of PSG's players. Little did we realize that we also had some great players. Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. If they had 3-4 world-class players, our entire team was filled with world-class players. I was surprised. I would not say shock, but I was surprised because big moment, pressure situation. There was no doubting the quality of the team. In the later stages of a competition like this, that is why this is considered one of the best competitions in the world, in terms of pressure and in terms of the kind of ability teams need to win it. Individuals can't win this competition. Only you have to play as a team to win this competition, to win the Champions League. So in a way, I felt that we were just bogged down by the entire occasion of the Champions League itself. It was as if the walls of Paris were being an obstacle to us. We were seeing the walls of Paris as an obstacle, the fortress of Paris as an obstacle that can never be breached. Little did we realize that monarchy ended more than a century ago, and that is what we realized in the second half. So we were literally shy in the first half. We gave too much respect to PSG, and hell, they were like pressing us, squeezing us so high up the pitch that for 5 minutes, I think it was around the 25th or 30th minute, we were struggling to play out of our own box. Near our own box, you literally had 6 to 7 PSG players just coming in and getting on us nice and early, being aggressive, pressing us high. I have never seen a team in the last 1 2 years, pressing City so aggressively. I have never seen us be getting pressed so aggressively. So I thought, are we again bogged down by the moment, the pressure? You know, at the end of the second half, okay, PSG scored that first goal. It was a fantastic set piece. They've planned it really well. Literally, all of PSG's players blocked City's players, and it was Marquinhos who was the free man, and he hit an excellent header. That's fine. But literally at the end of the second half, I was sitting there and thinking, how can we turn this game around? What would Pep be saying in that dressing room? It almost seemed impossible for me that City could turn this game around, because turning this game around meant that in the space of 10 minutes, the going into the dressing room for 10 minutes, you needed to completely have a mentality change, because now this was not a question of the footballing ability. The kind of shambles we suffered in the first half, we were literally on the ropes. I was telling to myself at the end of the first half, City were on the ropes, on the ropes. If somehow we could drag this to halftime, we were on the ropes. That was my one statement. It seemed as if that we were pushed into a dark dungeon, and it seemed impossible to escape. It seemed as if even light was struggling to penetrate through that dark dungeon. That's how difficult it was in that first half for us. Except for the first 10 minutes, we were tied in shackles. Literally, it seemed as if it was just a matter of time before the executioner would come and just execute all of us, and PSG would run away with the game. I thought, how can Pep literally turn this around? Because now, like I said earlier, this was not a question of footballing ability. This became a question of digging deep down into yourselves and understanding who you are. This became a question of personality. It became a question of character after the first half, heading into the second half. It became a question of how strongly do you believe in your principles? How strongly do you play for each other? Do you still have the belief in each other? Do you still have belief and the trust in each other as a team after that shambles of a first half? After that, literally, did a disastrous first half. Those all were the questions. There were demons, I mean, not only in the heads of players, but in the heads of fans as well. Is this going to be that again nears a moment as well? Because in this, you're pushed onto the brink of disaster. You're almost outplayed by the opponent for 45 minutes. What do you do? What do you think? Say, going into the break for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, what do you think? All of those demons, they come back into your head. How did we lose to Spurs? How did we lose to Liverpool? How did we lose to Monaco all of those years ago? City had many demons, and at the end of the first half, unfortunately, none of them were being exorcised. Every one of those demons was shouting to come back again. All of those demons were shouting in the heads of City's players. All of those demons threatened to come and finish City off in that second half. In that second half, if PSG scored even one goal and City didn't score any goal, the tie was over. If we went from Paris to Manchester without a goal, for me, I thought the tie was over. Yes, I will support City in the second half, but then in my head, the tie was over. The tie is gone. Without an away goal, we knew how difficult it is to make a comeback, because there, if PSG score one, you need to score two. It almost becomes again a game in the head, that mentality thing, if you go without an away goal. So it was really important that City scored. I wasn't ready to take a 2-1 loss to PSG. I just wanted City to score somehow. And then we come in the second half. We are aggressive right from the word go. We were in PSG's faces. PSG, say, go back into a low block thinking they can hit us on the counter, but we do not give the ball to PSG. We are playing as if we are the emperors. We are playing as if we have dethroned and captured the entire of Paris. We were playing as if we were the emperors of Paris. We were no longer shy. We were taking the game to PSG. We expressed ourselves. That was the word Pep Guardiola used. That's the word I also use a lot. We expressed ourselves. We played with a lot of passion and belief. What we're lacking in the first half: passion, belief, expression of yourself. We almost played in an artificial way. It was painful to watch. It was painful for the players, for the fans, for everyone. But this half, we we laid a belief in our principles, and we told ourselves, we win or lose, it doesn't matter. We will go and press them aggressively. We will go on to them hard enough. If we lose, that's fine. If we lose, at least we'll not have regrets. If we lose, at least we'll think that we gave it our all and lost. And always in life, like in sport, in life, it's really important to give it your all. Victory and defeat are just a consequence of things. It's important not to have regrets. And I think that is what Pep literally would have said at halftime. He would have said, guys, we can go here losing, we can go here, ransacked, we can go here, being destroyed, but what we can't have going back to Manchester is regrets. We can't go to Manchester without regrets. So give it our all, boys. Give everything you have. Follow the principles. We win and die according to the principles. We win and die by giving it our all. We'll have no regrets going back to Manchester. That's how City played. City played like there was no tomorrow. City went and pressed aggressively. City were right on the money, and PSG were stunned. People say PSG collapsed in the second half, but I would say it is City's mentality, it is City's expression, it is the intensity, it is the energy with which City played that caused the collapse of PSG. In this social media driven world, where with many of the pundits, commentators telling that what is the reason for PSG's collapse, they were all discussing the real reason is they could not believe themselves that a team which they outplayed for 45 minutes literally again is coming into their faces with renewed energy. From where did they get the energy? That is what PSG was shocked. Their coach was shocked. The players were shocked. Never were they able to, come out of that shot. That was the reason why Idris Gueye tackled Reddat and took a red card. It was all a consequence of the mentality we displayed. So it's an important lesson for us to keep in mind the next time as well, going into the second leg. This doesn't matter we win or lose. It's important to give it our all and go home with no regrets. A fantastic display of mentality. De Bruyne and Foden were pressing as a two in the front, and PSG couldn't believe how City were pressing, how re-energized, the intensity with which City played, and we set into our normal passing patterns. And the goals which PSG conceded, people say that lucky goals. I mean, I believe that the harder I work, the luckier we get. So City worked hard for that. We gave the intensity, the passion, the energy, the enthusiasm. We gave our everything, and those goals were a result, a consequence of all of the qualities we displayed in the second half. Until then, that took PSG aback. That made them lose concentration. That caused a lapse of concentration in them, and that is the reason they gave away for those goals. I mean, kudos to the critics who say the goals were lucky and all. Well, mate, if you say the goal was lucky, you have not experienced it much in life. Leave sport. Time to gain some experience. There is nothing called as luck in sport. You make your luck. Even in life, you just make your luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's the principle. That's the principle we follow. That's the principle City follows. So fantastic. The De Bruyne goal was a consequence of City not having the player. Again, it was not luck. It was Pep's tactical system. It's kudos to the way we believed in our principles. Another manager would have put a striker, Gabriel Jesus, on, but Pep believed in it. Pep, he allowed Bernardo Silva to stay on the pitch, and since there was no striker, the defenders didn't know how to react to that De Bruyne cross. Because for the first goal, generally, if there's a striker, the striker goes and attacks that ball, and the defenders go with the striker. You're marking the striker, and then that ball would never have ended up in the net. But since there was no striker, both of PSG's center halves were, they were looking at each other literally, because Bernardo Silva was there. There was no one attacking the ball. Keylor Navas didn't know what to do. He was rooted to the spot, and that cross, which De Bruyne meant as a cross, went into the goal. So we made our own luck. We worked hard on that false nine system, and we made it. And the wall splitting away, that was a good dummy. It was a good bluff. PSG were convinced that De Bruyne would hit. The angle was perfect for a left footer, for a right footer, because a left footer would mean that the easiest angle for a left footer for that second goal was to the near post of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper had it covered. So I mean, PSG were convinced that De Bruyne would hit the ball, but then Mahrez struck it and the wall parted, and the goal happened again. I think it was something which City would have practiced in the training field. Again, people say an element of luck involved. I say it was all tactics, and they would have noticed how the PSG wall operated in in the last few games. So I think overall it was a tense game. It was a game which tested who we are, which tested our passion and beliefs, and a game in which this game would give City so much of a confidence going into that second leg, because we were humbled. I would not say humiliated, but we were humbled against Chelsea in that FA Cup final, a game which City thought that they could anyways win even with the second string squad. So I think that was one of the reason why City showed too much respect to PSG. But then Pep Guardiola told them, "What are you showing respect to a team that doesn't even have a Champions League, a team that is not even winning their French league, which is anyway a pub league? See, you are English champions. You're the champions of English Premier League. You've won a League Cup. What else do you have to fear?" That is what Pep would have told them. We can go back to Manchester losing, but we can't go with any regrets. Do not have regrets, guys. I'm repeating this again and again in the show, but do not have any regrets, guys. I'm sure that is what Pep would have told in that halftime. We give our all in the second half. We win or we lose, we go back satisfied. That is what Pep would have literally told City in that second half. And we triumphed. It's sometimes what I feel is it takes you courage to look at destiny in the eye and say it doesn't matter. Even if you all along, if you plan to defeat me, it doesn't matter. If I want to go down, I will go down on my way. If I lose, I will go down giving my all. And that is what City did today. So this was a win against destiny. This was a win which we, which tested who we were at the core. This win was a consequence of the belief in our principles. It was a reward to the belief in our principles. It is a reward to the identity which Pep gave us. Because I was just thinking, before, I mean, after this match had ended, after City won, wow, Pep gave us an people can say that, okay, Pep didn't win a Champions League. Pellegrini, I mean, took City to the semi-final. So is Pellegrini much better than Pep? People would have so many debates. How is Pep better than Mancini and all? But after the game, I thought, this guy for 5 years, he was patiently here, Pep. He gave us an identity. Today, if you ask anyone, any of the clubs, how do Man City play? They know we play this false nine system. We play great passes through the middle. We zip passes, the way our build up, the passing. We know exactly, each player on the pitch knows exactly what is doing. This guy, Pep, 5 years, he gave us an identity. He made us realize who we are, which we were lacking 5 years ago. So kudos to Pep for believing in the project, for coming here. People who say, if you give me money, I'll build a great project. If you give me money, I'll make the team win the Champions League. Well, money can't buy this identity. Money can't buy the way City are zipping the ball around. Money can't buy the way Pep tactically changes the formation. Money can't buy that self-belief which City displayed, in the second half to turn this tie around. This was a project that City was a project that was really hard. Pep took it, and I by no means say it is complete. We still have the second leg, and the second leg is gonna be tough. But what I can say is we've come a long, long way. I was just remembering that match against Monaco when Pep came in his first season. We were leading 5-3 in the first leg, and then it was the home leg, and all the crowd and everything was there. It was in 2016. All the crowd and everything was there, and we went 5-3 up against a Monaco side who had literally inexperienced players, and also a relatively inexperienced coach, and we lost, and we froze in that game. We stopped playing in that game, just how how we did today for the first half. But the only thing was we recovered today. We showed an excellent mentality today that we didn't show. So that is the difference. I was remembering that game 2016. I was watching at night 2 o'clock in India. I was really disappointed. At 2 o'clock, 2:30 in India, I was very very disappointed. All of those moments. Thinking back about how City were knocked out in the quarterfinals most of the time, once in the semi-final, all of those years back, it just makes me think how far this team has come. And that last 45 minutes, all of those moments were rolling in my mind. The last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, how each time I was disappointed, each time as fans we were disappointed that City were getting knocked out, and how today they made it worth the wait. The 45 minutes was not just a team winning against another team. These The last 45 minutes of today's game was an example of how you can triumph over disaster, how you can triumph over destiny if you never lose belief, even though you're down and up. There's a lesson in football, there's a lesson in life. Never stop believing in yourself. Nothing will stop you from conquering the universe. Just even destiny will bow down to you if you believe, if you never stop believing in yourself. Belief is important. Belief with courage, passion, and enthusiasm. So that is one great thing which we can take away from this game, and I really hope that we really maintain this intensity in the second leg as well. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please click on the like button, and also do click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. See you all, take care and enjoy the week until the next leg.